Hey there, so today I'm going to teach you the basics of playing the drum kit. Before we can get over on the drum kit, I've got to teach you a couple of things to do with the drumsticks. So drumsticks come in all shapes, all sizes. I've gone for a Vic Firth 5A. It's 5A Extreme this one is, so it's a little bit longer. 5A is a good space for you to start for a medium-sized drumstick. Now, the drumstick then, we've got a few parts we need to know. We've got the tip at the top of the stick here. Sometimes it's a plastic bead, sometimes called the bead. Then we've got the neck of the drumstick. And then here, we've got the shoulder of the drumstick. The shaft is the next bit. And at the very bottom here, we've got the butt end of the stick. Well, for the most of the stuff we're going to do today, we're going to either be playing with the tip of the stick, the bead, or the shoulder of the stick down here. So how do we actually hold the stick? Well, if you copy exactly what I do here, you'll learn really quickly. Put your hand out in front of you like this and wave like that. So your body is designed to bend nice and easily like this. If you go as if you're going to shake hands now, but you bring your hands close to your body here and you do this motion, you can see that you also design really well to twist your wrist like this. And so drummers have figured out that the two best ways of playing drums, or two possible ways of playing drums, are in this position here or this position here. And this one's called German grip, and this one here is called French grip. Now they're both as good as each other, and today you're going to find one much easier than the other, so I don't mind which you use. Either way, there's three parts that you need to think about to be able to do the grip successfully. If we just hold the stick, I'm going to go in German grip to begin with, all right? So the variables of German grip you need to think about is that when I'm playing them both like this, it's called match grip, they match each other, that my hands are palms down like this rather than inwards. I've got a little bit of a triangle shape, but I'm still relaxed. I'm just bringing them up like I would bring a knife and fork up to eat some dinner. Now the difference between that and French grip is French grip, I'm going to come in a little, and my thumbs are going to play on top of the stick like this. So if we start with the German grip, you can see my thumb and my finger are what's gripping the stick, what's next to each other. If I was to put a pin, it should go through my nail, through the stick, and through my finger. So this is okay, this is not any good, this is not any good for this particular technique. Now what we're doing here is we're creating somewhere the stick can pivot, and we call that a fulcrum. Sometimes we're going to see people talking about making a bit of a hook with your finger and putting the stick on it, using that as the fulcrum. That's fine, that's essentially the same thing here. What we're doing that is I'm gripping around the stick so that it's stuck in my hand. Now if you hold the stick up like this, you can see I'm not coming straight down my hand like this, I'm going across my hand onto that meaty bit at the back. So the first part is the wrist bend. The second part is the pivot. Now the pivot we've just spoken about, but how do we use the pivot? Well, if I do this with my hand here and I let go with the back three fingers, you'll see the stick will flop down like this. What I'm then going to do is I'm going to use these three fingers here to pull the stick into the palm of my hand. Now that is how we play fast on drums. Our fingers do the work when we're playing extremely fast, more than our wrists do. So the first thing you want to do is just see if you can get that some noise by hitting your stick in the middle of your hand. Now remember what I said, we don't want to go across into this side of our hand here, we want to be going across the hand slightly. So the third part of the technique then is to do with what we call the rebound. Now the rebound, if you had, imagine I had a basketball now, I would throw it at the ball, it would bounce off the floor and it'd come back up and I would catch it. That would take a lot less energy than me holding the ball, bending down, touching it on the floor and then standing back up, all right? It's the same with a stick. So we don't want to press and lift, we want to throw the stick from up here and have it bounce back up. Now when it's bouncing back up, I'm trying to keep my fingers just loosely touching the stick. But they're not tight, because if I go tight, suddenly we lose all that rebound. So have a go now and start thinking about those three variables. You've got a bit of wrist bend, you've got the pivot point here, and you've also got the rebound of the stick. So we're starting in the air, hitting the drum and bouncing back up. I'm just using a practice pad here, so I can talk while you're watching this video, but you can do it on a drum. Anything that's got a rebound is fine. Now it's called match grip. So we're then going to do exactly the same with our left hand. We're going to get the stick to bounce back up. Now some of you guys now will be thinking, oh, this feels weird, man. I feel like I should have my thumb on top. Well, that's the French grip. So with French grip, what we're doing is the same motion essentially, but our thumb is on top. Now I'm not as good at this or as comfortable at this because I don't normally play with French grip, but you can see the difference. German, French. And what we're going to get you to do eventually then is to play, say, 8 with one hand, and then 8 with the other hand. And then maybe, to feel the difference, do them both together. And if I go to the side, this is German grip from this side. So my hand is flat there. This is French grip from the side. So spend a few minutes now just playing 8 with one hand, 8 with the other hand, and just trying to make them feel as comfortable, reboundy, and as similar as you can. Once you feel comfortable with that, start to do what we call single strokes, which is just a right hand followed by a left hand. So we're just doing this. Now, because all of our bodies are different, some people have got long hands, big hands, small fingers, big fingers, well, people have developed the technique slightly different to like perfect German and perfect French. So there's positions halfway through. So the American grip is sometimes where people play halfway through like that. So German grip, French grip, kind of halfway, might be called American. Okay, figure out which one works for you, get your sticks, we'll jump over on the drum kit, and we'll learn our first drum groove.